Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of New Strength Sugar Babes. And we have a sugar babe here, Leanne, and she lives just outside of Toowoomba. And she has, wait for it, 7 kids. I was just saying to her, I admire the mums in our program so much. And having 7 kids is just amazing. And she's been in the program now for about 16, just coming up 16 weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've done really well. You've come in and you've been consistent, you know, you've applied everything, and you probably haven't been perfect like anyone.
No, not perfect.
No one's perfect, but just I think the key is to, when you have those little micro fails, you pick yourself up and you keep going. But anyway, you tell the viewers why you joined the program. Like, what were the issues that you were having and how they affected your life?
Okay, so I was, I've been on the weight loss journey probably for about 3-4 years.
How old are you?
So I'm 47. I got to a point, I was always skinny all my life, and then I hit 40 and things just went downhill. So then I was sort of grasping at how do I get this weight off and things like that. I've tried every program possible, like carb cycling, all that. I found a good program that did keep the weight off, and I was eating properly, but then I wanted to get stronger in who I was. I wanted to eat more carb, like I felt a bit carb depleted. And yeah, so I have, and I wanted to build my libido. It was down really bad. So just generally all over transformation.
So were you doing like low carb? Is that what you were doing?
I've tried everything. I tried carb cycling. Where you eat carbs one day and not the next.
Yeah.
But then on the following day, I would just be starved, like hungry.
Yeah. And so, oh, sorry, keep going.
Doing heaps. I did a lot of cardio, thinking that cardio was what got you that nice fit look. Just smashing myself with cardio. Like I was probably going to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. Yeah, and then because I have all our kids, it's just trying to fit all that in. And then this year I went back to work, so then I had to be, you know, a mum to 7, go to the gym that many times, and it just wasn't working.
Oh, were you really tired?
Yeah, I was exhausted, yeah, which I think then goes over to your libido.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's like there's so many women out there, you know, like because we don't live in it's sort of a like low stress society. Like we don't have lives that are low stress. You know, lots of kids, work, you go and eat fuck all basically, and eat no carbs, no fuel, and then you go and try and train 5 to 6 days a week. It's like a recipe for disaster. And so many women end up with low libido, you know, exhaustion, no energy. What about your periods? Do you have any issues with your periods? A lot of women get that from.
I had more like lots of bloating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Broccoli.
Pardon?
From all the green vegetables.
Yes, lots of bloating, and a bloat at a particular time of the month, like so extended that it would sort of hurt, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Gee, and the no sex drive. Not that you have much space to have sex with 7 years.
But it's back.
Yes. Yay. Well, I was going to say the next question is, what are the results you've seen so far? So your husband must be happy.
He is, because he said, like, I'm eating, like I'm having orange juice, which I never, ever would have dreamed of having. And I have what you have, that orange juice, banana, and my Swiss cheese.
Oh, yum. How good's that?
I know. And condensed milk. Yay. So I'm back eating, and I've got energy, and I'm getting up in the morning, and I'm bouncing again. So I've got the energy, like we went on holidays, had the energy to keep up with the kids, you know, which over the years I haven't had.
Oh, I bet. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And what about the bloating?
The bloating's settling. It's a lot better than what it was. It's not where it's fully extended. I think a lot for me, it's like being an overall adjustment for me, but I reckon the lifting empowers you as well.
Oh, totally.
like I'm now where I really look forward to going to the gym. And I think too, that's because I've cut down. I don't have to go as much. I'm not exhausted to go. I'm rested to go. And then it's empowering. Like when you're sitting there and going, I'm going to do one more, I'm going to do one more, and you do it. Yeah.
I totally agree. It really doesn't. It sort of, I think, you know, if you go into the gym and you become capable of doing things that you once weren't capable of, and that really transfers over to the other areas. You're like, shit, yeah, fuck yeah, I can do this. I'm rested. You know, like you can actually then focus and tackle some other, like even problems, I think.
Yeah. Or things that you said, you might have shied away from. I was actually thinking about that driving along the other day, how in the work that I do and doing this program and things, how I've overcome stuff. And I have had times where I've really battled and gone, I can't do this. And because I tell you what I struggled with was I was riding to pump. And when I was doing pump, I was probably one of the strongest ones in the class. Then I went over to this program and I'm like, oh yeah, I can lift heavy because I'm heavy in the, you know, and I'm like, oh, I can't. And I had to have a big self-talk to go, Leanne, you've got to go right back to basics.
Yeah.
And you've got to start again. This is a whole new journey. And it took me a week or so to get my head around that. But once I did, I have just moved forward. Yeah. So, and it's getting that cardio out of your head. And I look at people who flog themselves a lot in the week, and yet I'm getting more results. So, yeah.
Great. It's witchcraft, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm doing less. Like, I'm like 3 days a week. And then I would do a Pilates class, but that for me is relaxing and stretching out. And
Otherwise, Pilates, yoga, walking, you know, like
love it.
Good active recovery. You said you go and smash yourself doing like running on the treadmill or doing classes and shit like that, because it doesn't help you recover. But that sort of stuff is really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, I walk my dog and get out in the sun, and you know, especially if it's a bit sore from training. And how many calories were you eating when you started the program? Like before you started the program?
I was on between 1,500 and 1,700. I'm now on 1,900.
Which is actually not that bad. Like a lot of women come into our program eating like fuck all.
Yeah, I would have been eating a lot less prior.
Yeah.
But coming up, I did a program and they got me eating again. But prior to that,
yeah.
I was probably doing about 1,200. And then trying to look after my kids.
Oh, you would have been snappy.
Grumpy. Oh, yeah. Yep. And tired. And looking for that nana nap after lunch all the time.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. And how's your body changing? Like you're like, oh, I'm getting results now. Like, can you see?
Oh, yeah. I do my little poses in the mirror because my shoulders are coming in and there's real definition coming in my shoulders. And the other thing I've struggled with in my life, right from a teenager, is cellulite. And my cellulite is disappearing.
Yay.
And I've struggled with that since a teen, because it's kind of a hereditary thing in our, like, every girl seems to have it in our family. And since doing this and lifting heavier, it's going.
Yeah.
Like I used to dread looking back in the mirror at my thighs because that was my poor point. And now I find myself going, oh, like, yeah, it's great.
And your skin looks really good too. Like it's like glowing.
Yeah. So, and I don't get any breakouts or anything.
Amazing. Oh, it's so good. I always love hearing this. It's like, because it just really changes your life. Like you just feel so much better and happier, but everyone's happy when they're eating real. Were you a binge eater? Or did you binge eat very much? A lot of women in our program.
That's another thing. I keep thinking of all these things. Because, you know, I never would have had orange juice, right? Or I would have never had the condensed milk prior to starting my weight loss journey. And now I'm having it. Like I used to sit at night and I'd have a couple of pieces of chocolate and then I'd go back to the fridge and I'd go back to the fridge. until you'd eaten a heap of it. Now I can't tell you the last time I had chocolate.
You just don't crave it anymore, hey?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. And so what I'll do, I like when the kids go to bed to have like my cuppa and something to eat that I can just enjoy. So that's when I'm having my condensed milk cream and a bit of fruit, and it's so yummy. It's like a real treat. But I am not looking for chocolate or sweets or.
It's amazing.
Yeah, just by putting some sugar back in my diet.
Your body's it has mechanisms to tell you it needs more carbs. It needs more. So it's like I was the same. If we had chocolate in the house, I couldn't. I would eat the whole block. But now we have, like, I've made fudge. It sits in the fridge. We've got lots of dark chocolate, and I just eat it sporadically. You know, whenever I feel like I've had a piece before with my coffee, but it's never like, oh fuck, I could eat the whole container like before. Yeah, it's just crazy. I think we've just stopped listening to our bodies.
Yeah.
Like women,
and yeah, we have. And like we went on that whole journey of no fat. Now we're on a whole journey of no sugar, but our body needs an in-between.
Totally. Yeah, I know. It's like, just eat like our grandparents used to eat. That's what we do. Like, people go, oh, this is crazy. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just what our grandparents used to eat. Like, good, wholesome, nutrient-dense, easy to digest food.
Yes, and if you think about grandmas, they used to always have dessert, like a rice pudding or a baked custard.
Homemade custard, same. My grandma was the same. Ice cream, she'd make us. Eggs, we'd eat eggs in butter, homemade bread. She'd make steak and kidney pie, liver. She'd cook up liver.
Yeah.
Like, orange juice. She'd actually squeeze orange juice and drain the pulp. She'd get rid of the pulp, and we'd have it over pawpaw in the morning with eggs and fruit. Like, it was amazing.
Yep. And yet we didn't have an obesity problem back then.
No. Dairy, they eat dairy, not this soy milk and almond milk, and it's ridiculous. Yeah.
So the other thing I found has really helped, and that is, like, the other day I was at work and I did post this. I just thought, I feel like eating different today. And at work, our food's provided. So I went into the fridge and had a look, and I went, yep, I can have this, this, and this, and did my MFP, and bang, done. Like, I got hit within my macros and everything, and that's because Mel has just helped, really make it a fine art.
Practice. It's like anything, right? You get better at it. It's hard at the start, but I mightn't do my MFP. I tend to eat a lot of the same, and I find with work that's easy because I can prep, throw it in the freezer, because I'll make Craig's, his savoury mince, cooked mince, and I'll make that, and I can make up 2 weeks worth with the rice portioned out, throw it in the freezer, go to work, grab it out. Yeah. It's easy. And you know what, the thing is, the tracking's so good too, because it teaches you. Foods, because then when you stop tracking, you can go, okay, cool, I know that I need to eat protein and carbs. I know what has protein in it. I know roughly the portion size. I can listen to my body. I think it's such a great tool to develop your knowledge and build your foundations. And just know, like, if you go out and you just sort of know in your head what's got what in it. So another thing, like, I work with a team that has bulimia, and they have said to me, like, oh my God, look how much you eat and look how good you look. So they're absorbing that. That's good.
And watching. Yeah. So I like that fact, that you do have the younger generation watching, because there's such pressure on their bodies.
Oh, I know. Imagine if we could, because all the shit that we went through, just trying to be skinny and eating all the green vegetables.
Yes.
I'm like, if I ever have a daughter, at least I can save her from that and teach her to be strong and nourish her body and eat good food, and, from an early age, I think, But look, we've saved ourselves now. It's never too late. You're 47. I'm 30.
I'm probably the best I've ever been.
But you look great. Your skin looks great. Like, I wouldn't, when you said you were 47, I thought you were much younger.
Yeah, it's the kids at work, my teens that I work with at work say, oh, you are not, I said, yes, I am.
Like 50.
And then when they listen to the music I listen to, they go, oh, yeah, she is 47.
Oh, that's the best. Oh, well, And it's never too late. You know, women who are watching this, they're thinking, oh, I'm too old. Like, we've got women in our program who are 62. Like Deb Jones.
No.
And she's amazing. Deadlifts and squats, double her body weight, 62 years of age. Like, just awesome. So awesome. And it's never too late. You know, just your habits. And you'll see, if you be consistent, you can see, you know, progress quite quickly, I think, if you really, you know, apply everything. And some of the main objections we get from women who are thinking about joining the program, and look, you can definitely comment on all of these. One is they're too busy. Kitty, I don't have time to do this program. What would you say to that, having 7 kids and working?
You don't have time not to. Because if I don't look after myself, then I can't give to these guys. You know, they get the worst of me, but at the moment they get the best of me. So they get that mum goes to the gym. They get the reward from it because mum's got energy. Mum's got energy to do things. Mum's happy. You know, mum's fun to be around. So also I have like teen girls in our household, you know, young teen girls that are watching. You know, I love the fact that I am that influence on them, and they haven't seen me do my 500 calorie days when I was a teen and stuff. They're actually seeing me glow from eating good food.
Totally.
But yeah, I just make time.
Yeah.
And I have crap days in the gym, like where I go, oh my God, but then I always think, but I showed up.
Exactly. And progress isn't linear, and you can't expect to go in every session. I think that's the perfect attitude, because it's the imperfect action that gets you to your goal. But if you stop, that doesn't get you there quicker.
No. And you do have those days where you go, oh my God, can I keep doing this? Can I keep? And then you go, I'm going to feel a hell of a lot worse if I don't keep going.
And it's only 3 days versus 6 days.
Yeah, exactly. And then we went on holidays, so I just improvised.
Yeah.
You just improvise. Yeah.
Because it's not about being perfect. Like you say, it's about fitting in your lifestyle. Like, no one here is a bodybuilder that can live on the beach and train 6 days a week and have their meals cooked. It's like you live in everyday life. So it's about doing the best that you can and making good choices. And like you say, improvising. So no wonder you got a good attitude.
The eating is the most important part, I reckon. Like, you need get that down pat, and you'll just watch change.
Totally.
Then for me, the training is the bonus that now shapes my body.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And the second objection is money. So, you know, you've got 7 kids. A lot of women, they think, well, I don't want to invest this money in myself. Do you feel like you've gotten value for the money invested in the program?
Well, I think so. From what I've got from Mel, you know, like with the eating program, I'll just go to that. That's now a lifetime knowledge. That's never going to leave me. Does that, you know? So it doesn't matter whether I'm now 47 or 57, what I've been taught around food and what I should be eating and things is now going to stay with me for the rest of my life. So that's what I've invested in.
Yeah, it's true. It sets you up. Like, once you do this program, you'll never have to do another program again. And we actually empower you and teach you so that you can do it on your own. Because that's what you
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And some women are worried about doing it online because, you know, no one comes and sees us in person. How have you found it doing it online, the support systems, how it's delivered?
Because everyone's accessible. Like, you just message, like, I was having trouble with my squats. I still am having trouble with my squats. I think for me it's a mind over matter thing, that because one day a while ago I hurt my back not doing this. I was doing pump, and that mindset's there. So I know that today I'm just going to send a message to the coaches and just say I'm struggling with this, and I know that someone's going to jump online with me and talk me through it. So if someone's always there, whereas they're not always there. Like, if you're going to the gym, there's not always, you can't just book a PT session just like that. So yeah. And you know what, I had that week off when I was at the coast, and I got a message from April saying, is everything okay? You didn't I saw you didn't train last week. And like no one noticed that I wasn't at the gym, as in, do you know what I mean? I went into my gym, they were all saying hello, but they didn't go, oh, you weren't here last week. But yet April did. And I said, you know, we were on holidays. Oh, that's good. I just wanted to make sure you're okay. So that's what you get.
Yeah, we're on here. We're on here. Fucking Big Brother's watching.
Yes, but it was lovely.
Yeah.
You know, checking in that you're okay and can I help with anything? Yeah. So
coaches are amazing. You know, we want to get you to your goal, and if you're really consistent, so obviously she probably looked in there and went, oh, she's not trained. That's really weird. Why aren't you trained? So, and finally, if a woman was skeptical and she was sitting on the fence, like about joining, what advice would you give her?
Just jump, just do it, because this is now setting you up for the rest of your life if you invest in it and you put the hard work in. And accept that you're going to sometimes have failures. I still have failures. We all have failures in everything. There's times when I fail as a parent, you know, but it doesn't mean I give up being a parent. You know, you can't walk away and go, sorry, kids, failed.
Too hard.
You need a new mum. But yeah, just accepting that this is a journey too. It's not going to happen overnight. And that was me prior, was I wanted instant fix. I wanted, you know, hot legs without doing the work. Well, now I'm doing the work, but I'm doing less work. So, I think just you're just going to benefit.
You should post that in the Facebook page. I love that.
Which one was that?
Value with the kids. I'm like, because like you wouldn't post that and be like, how many of you, if you failed in your parenting, would give up and walk away from your kids? Why are you walking away from yourself? That's so. I never thought of that. I'm like, because obviously I don't have kids, but it's like relationships too. You know, it's like you just don't. It's like people give up on themselves so quickly. I think when it's hard or they have the micro failures, but they just need to realise it's all part of the process. Like when you're learning to be a parent, I guess. Exactly.
Yes, and you have to be, as a parent, you have to have a bit of selfish to be. Like, I look at women who are training to do the competitions and things like that. I have a friend that does it and I absolutely admire what she does. But the reality for me is I don't have that time to put that into my body. But what I do have time to do is what I'm doing. And that's what we need to do, is look at what can I do, not what can't I do.
Totally.
What can I do?
Yeah. Because if
doing something is better than doing nothing.
Perfect action. And, you know, when you tell yourself you can't and you tell yourself those stories, you will find evidence to support that. And then you do it. So it's like, if you say I can, you'll find opportunities, you'll find a way. It may not be perfect and it may be a longer way, but you'll get, it's better than stopping zero. Yeah.
Because I think about, like, and I've learned, and I think knowledge is power.
Totally.
Like read, like listen, like I have my earphones beside my bed and at night I jump on and I just listen to the lives and things like that. I listen to it on my way to work. Knowledge is power. And and it just starts baby steps, one foot after the other.
Yeah. 1,000-mile journey started with one step. You can't.
Because if I didn't start my journey of discovery 4 years ago, I'm glad I did day one, because now I'm at 4 years.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's so good. Oh, well, thanks so much for your time. I know you're like ridiculously busy with 7 kids and you work and everything, so I really appreciate it. And if you're a woman and you're watching this and, you know, you like Leanne and you just don't want to kill yourself anymore and you want your energy back and your husband wants you to have sex with them more, click on the link below. I think husbands just love this program.
I think the husbands will be signing them up.
So just click on the link below and put in an application form, and then you'll be able to book in a free call with one of my coaches and just have a chat. We'll see where you are now, where you want to be, and whether or not the program is a good fit. So thank you again, Leanne.
Thanks, Kitty.
I really appreciate the gratitude. It's just so good. I can see why you're doing so well in the program.
Thank you.
I'm really lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you. I just feel good that I feel the way I do, and got the and just the whole cutting down at the gym for me is great.
So good. So good. Oh, well, have an awesome day, and I will chat to you in the program.
Thanks, Kitty.
Bye.
See ya.